Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining our Researcher and Research Student Enrichment Program today. Before we start our agenda, let me inform the webinar protocol to join this event. First, please adjust your name or ID using the given format on this slide. Second, during the event, please turn off your microphone and only turn on the microphone when the moderator gives you the chance. Third, please turn on your camera. And fourth, ensure your network has a stable connection. And lastly, adjust your seat position comfortably to prevent the backlight effect. I will also read out the important information for today. First, please fill the attendance form on the link that will be shared by the committee in the chat box, and the link will be closed in 15 minutes. Second, we will share feedback form 15 minutes before the session ends, so please don't forget to fill it later. The link of the feedback form will be closed in 1 hour. Your attendance and feedback is important for these purposes. 1. Mandatory attendance for ITS master and doctoral students new intake. 2. Certificate of participation and only eligible for participants who have at least 60% attendance or minimal 5 meetings. 3. It will be used for claiming stamp for it for ITS undergraduate students. Welcome to Researcher and Research Student Enrichment Session on today, Thursday, the 16th of September 2021. I am Nur from ITS Global Engagement, and today I will be your Master of Ceremony for this session of R2SEP. R2SEP is a research skill-oriented program where ITS researchers and research students can learn from a series of guest lectures delivered by the worldwide professors and experts. The program is a platform for students to exchange ideas, catch up with the world's research trends in particular fields, and for overseas professors to share best practices. You are now participating in Sciences stream of R2SEP. Please do not forget to fill your attendance, and that already sent by our committee via the Zoom chat room, and the link will be closed in 15 minutes from now. Participants who wish to ask questions during the question and answer session, please send your question at the link that will be sent by our committee via the Zoom chat room later. Or alternatively, you may raise your hand during the Q&A session to ask your question directly later. Before we start our agenda, allow me to deliver our schedule today as follows. For the first agenda is the opening. We will listen to an opening statement from the Senior Manager of ITS Global Engagement Office on International Partnership. And then we will continue by the introduction to the moderator and speaker. After that will be the main agenda, the lecture session, followed by the Q&A session, and will be continued by the certificate awarding, and finally closed by the closing of R2SEP. Well then, now I will proceed to our first agenda, which is an opening statement from the Senior Manager of ITS Global Engagement Office on International Partnership, Dr. Nur. To Dr. Irfan, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Nur, and committee for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and welcome everyone to our distinguished guest speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah, our friend. I think we met before in the R2NET ISW. I think, and you also became a speaker last semester. So, our very good friend from University Teknologi Malaysia, UTM, Johor. To our moderator, Bu Wirdatul Muslihatin from the Department of Biology. Thank you, Ibu. And also to all the postgraduate students here today. Welcome, everyone. My name is Irfan. Allow me to provide some remarks on behalf of the ITS Global Engagement Office. So actually, this program, R2SEP, it's the Researcher and Research Student Enrichment Program, is organized by 2 directorates at ITS. The first one is my office, the ITS Global Engagement Office, and also this is organized by the Graduate School Office. Today, this session today is the first session for the science stream. The topic is expectations from being a postgraduate student. So this program aims to give students, everyone here, yeah, the insight and some experience from the speakers, yeah, direct experience. So becoming a postgraduate student for many of you, I believe, will be a first experience, and it needs dedication, commitment, hard work. So it's very useful, I believe, when you as students can hear directly experiences from our speakers and also speakers from abroad. This R2SEP program runs through the whole semester, yeah, with variety of topics and speakers. Hopefully, this program can help you understand what is needed and understand also give you a better understanding of the postgraduate students' life and challenges and how to overcome these problems. So I think that's all for myself. Thank you, and please, I hope you can all take a benefit of this program. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Irfan, for the wonderful opening. We hope everyone here is motivated to join this lecture. Okay, so before we move on to the next agenda, please allow me to elaborate about today's lecture. Today's lecture theme in the sciences stream of R2SEP is titled Expectations from Being a Postgraduate Student, which will be delivered by our speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah, and Ms. Wirdatul Muslihatin will be the one conducting today's session as our moderator. Okay, so next, let me introduce our moderator for today. Okay, our moderator today, Ms. Wirdatul Muslihatin, finished her bachelor degree in Institute Teknologi 10 November on biology major, and then finished her master degree of science major in Institute Pertanian Bogor. She is the lecturer or researcher in Department of Biology in ITS and also the head of Laboratory of Bioscience and Plant Technology in Department of Biology ITS from 2016 until 2020. Her research interests include plant structure and plant development, plant in vitro culture or plant tissue culture, and then plant microtechnique, botany economic, and then algology. Okay, so that's all for our moderator today. Now that you are informed about our moderator, without further ado, let's proceed to the main agenda. To Ms. Wirdatul as our moderator, the time is yours.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Associate Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah and all participants in this meeting. I'm Wirda from Biology Department, ITS, and we meet again, yeah, on researcher and research student enrichment program. And today I will guide you in this program. Okay. And this afternoon, we have an interesting topic. The topic is expectation from being a postgraduate student. Okay. This is an interesting and suitable topic, I think. Yeah. For postgraduate student, many questions from postgraduate student. For example, what can I do or what can I get in the postgraduate program, or what can I do on postgraduate program, or maybe what is the goal of a postgraduate program, and etc. Yeah, and I would like to thank you to Dr. Hayati. Thank you very much for joining in this program. And how are you, Doctor? How are you today?
Thank you, Dr. Wirda. I feel very well. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Before lecture, I would like to introduce Associate Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah. Please, committee, please help me to share screen. Okay. Okay. The speaker today is Associate Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah. She is from University Technology Malaysia, and she obtains her PhD in Bioscience from University Technology Malaysia and Newcastle University, UK, and a Master of Science in Environmental Engineering from Newcastle University, UK, and Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, Environmental Engineering from University Technology Malaysia. Okay. She has academic and professional experience. They are senior lecturer in Environmental Engineering, University Technology Malaysia, and Associate Director UTM International Kuala Lumpur. She has many research interests. Yeah, they are industrial wastewater treatment, environmental engineering, aerobic, aerobic granulation, and palm oil mill effluent. Okay, that is a profile of Dr. Hayati. And now, Dr. Hayati, time is yours to deliver your lecture for an hour.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Wirda, for very kind introduction. Dr. Irfan, of course, our colleague, we met several times before at several UTM ATUNet program, International Staff Week. It is my pleasure to be here today, this afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I'm very happy to see 156 participants today on Zoom. And then if I may ask all of our postgraduate students to do reaction of love or good on your screen to show that you feel very excited to be with me today to learn a little bit more on expectations from being a postgraduate student. So all postgraduate students, please do reactions on your screen so that I can see how do you feel this afternoon to be in this lecture. May I ask Secretariat to allow me to share my screen, please? Or I can just share it. Let me see. Yeah, okay, I can share it. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I am going to, okay. Okay. So expectations from being a postgraduate student. So I am currently associate professor at Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, UTM Kuala Lumpur. And I welcome all of you postgraduate students at ITS, Institute Technology 10 November. So give yourself a round of applause. Congratulations, because you are now a postgraduate student. You must feel very excited. You must feel very blessed and grateful for the opportunity to proceed from your degree studies and now doing your master or your PhD study. So not everybody received this opportunity because obviously you need some qualifications and pre-requirements. There are academic prerequisites that you require in order to allow you to proceed and move forward from your degree level to your postgraduate level, from your undergraduate level to your postgraduate level. So give yourself a round of applause. Congratulate yourself. You are here today. You are already registered with ITS. That means your journey as a postgraduate student is starting right now. Okay, so let me briefly introduce myself. Who am I speaking to you today? So when I was a postgraduate student, just like you, I had two boys. When I completed my PhD, I had my youngest baby. So now I am a mother of 3 boys, age 18, 15, and 8. Let me just change something here on my video because it doesn't. Okay, I think that would look better. Okay, so currently I'm serving as an associate director at UTM International. I think Dr. Wirda mentioned that just now. And then I have a couple of affiliations and organizations to which I am involved in. So I believe that all of our postgraduate students coming here in this session today, you are all so young. Anybody is doing PhD with family? Please raise your hand. Anybody doing PhD with family? Please give your reaction. Like anybody? Let me see. Anyone doing PhD with family? Okay, so I am assuming that everybody is single and available. Like you only have your postgraduate journey. You do not have any family commitment. You only have your parents, like reporting to your parents and then reporting to your supervisors. Correct? So you don't have like small children to cater for, or, you know, all the family matters at nighttime, like changing diapers or something. Because when I was a postgraduate student, when I was doing my PhD, I already had 2 children. So obviously my challenge and my journey would be very much different from your journey as a postgraduate student. Yeah. So let me move to the next slide. Okay. So why is it important to know your passion? Why is it important to know that you should not be keeping score between you and your fellow friends as a postgraduate students? As a postgraduate student, this is the moment when you should really focus on building your academic credentials, having to know your circle of trust, and also building your CV. So my sharing today is not merely about telling you how to study. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you how to study, because during your undergraduate process, during your undergraduate journey, you already know how to study. You already know that you have to attend classes. You already know that you have to follow your supervisor instructions. You already know that you have to submit your assignment on time. There are responsibilities that you are bound to as a student in general. So in this sharing, I shall encourage you to build your CV, to build your academic credentials, to build your academic background, so that when you completed your postgraduate journey, and then you embark yourself into the other world, which we call the career world, you would be having all of these experiences already intact in yourself as a future leader of whatever field of study that you have ventured upon. Okay, so as a postgraduate student, it is very important to do not keep score. It is very important for you to recognize what is your passion. And then have you actually put down your goals on paper? Okay, if you look at the chat box, if you have written down your target for your postgraduate study, please type 1 in the chat box. If you have written down, I want to graduate on time, please type 1. Or if you have written down somewhere your mission, I want to be best postgraduate student, or I want to do this, I want to do any mission, any goals at all, please type 1 in the chat box. 1. Okay, Wayan Padma. Okay, Surya. Yes, very good. 1. Nur Pascha. Okay, Malika, Jannah, Elmas. Just keep typing so that you know that you have some goals in your postgraduate journey. You have already set your mindset to achieve something throughout your postgraduate journey. Yeah. Okay, so this is very, 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 very important. Okay, now moving on, I'm going to show you this slide, which shows my circle of trust. Now, the secrets to success is to build one relationship at a time. Never Eat Alone is the title of the book that I am referring to, and then it is written by these authors, Keith Ferrazzi and Taras. Okay, so what do I mean by circle of trust? During your postgraduate journey, okay, it is very important for you to not only know your PhD or your master supervisor. Please note that throughout this journey, your PhD or your master supervisor will be able to connect you to their network, their professional network. The other professors that they know throughout their journey as a professor or throughout their journey as a lecturer. So as a postgraduate student, please take advantage of building your very own personalized professional network from your supervisor. You must have a very good relationship with your supervisor. That is the key element for a successful and enriching postgraduate study. Okay, kita tak boleh not having good relationship with our supervisor. Good relationship is based on love and respect. So as a postgraduate student, we must have our deepest respect for our postgraduate supervisor, be it master or PhD. So if you can see these photos, on the very left is myself on my graduation day back in 2012 with my PhD supervisor. And then I have Professor Tom Curtis there as my co-supervisor from Newcastle University. My co-supervisor is actually very, very close friend to my PhD supervisor. And then at the bottom, as you can see, I evolved from one professor who is my supervisor. I get to know somebody from Newcastle University. And then I got to know professors from Lund University and then from Austria University of Technology. And then I got involved with a little bit of extracurricular activities. I got to know Japanese professors. I got to know the Vice Chancellor of UTM. So how about you? Do you know who is your rector for ITS? Do you know your rector for ITS? Do you know the lecturers who are involved in your department? Do you know the most important people that shall make your postgraduate journey easy and easier as time goes by? So please note, as a postgraduate student, we will be spending approximately 2 to 3 years if you graduate on time. So within that 2 to 3 years or 3 to 4 years, during this time, you will be meeting a lot of your professors at the university. You will see your parents much less as compared to the time that you spend with your university colleagues and your university professors. Believe me that every student who finds success at the end of their postgraduate journey do really build a strong foundation of relationship and friendship, professional networking with their supervisor at university. Jadi, my first point is that for you to build your academic credential, please build a very good relationship with your supervisors. Build a very good relationship with your professors. Yeah. Okay. And then when you know that your supervisors, they have their professional networking and connection, get your professor to introduce you as their PhD or master students to the other professors. Whenever you need help, later on when you are publishing your paper, or you need to know a little bit about some experiments or things like that, you will have a good referencing, a good referral points. You will know not only your own supervisor, but other supervisors who are experts in their field too. Okay. Now, just to share with you, when I registered for my PhD back in 2009, okay, I was so young at that time, still young now, but so young, 2009, years ago. My supervisor, he told me to register with the International Water Association, the IWA. So I'm not sure if you are all from the science stream, as Dr. Wirda mentioned. So I'm sure that you'll be doing engineering, you'll be doing some science subjects, science-based courses. So when my supervisor asked me to join an NGO, he paid for my fees. So if there are any supervisors in this session listening, you could probably do the same thing as my supervisor did for me, which is paying for my membership fee to join an international association. But the moment I joined the International Water Association, that was back in 2008, 2009. And then I decided as a PhD student, this is an opportunity for me to develop my professional networking in the water sector. Okay, I will tell you why in the next slide. So it is very important to build a little community of those you love and who love you. Remember when I say just now, the foundation of a very good professional networking with your supervisor is love and respect. Okay, so you have to know, I was doing my study in wastewater treatment, industrial wastewater treatment. So that my supervisor is already an expert in wastewater treatment. But I would like to know if there are any other professors globally who are also, somebody who can guide me in the topic. The easiest way for you as a postgraduate student to know and to get mentored or to be connected to these experts are by joining an international association. Because when you are a student member, the association will normally set up activities that will connect the young professionals to the experts. So this is your opportunity to really develop your professional networking. Okay, so throughout your PhD journey or your master journey, jangan belajar sahaja. Do not just focus on your study. Okay, study is number one, very important, but also do number two, which is building up your academic credentials and professional networking. Okay, to know other people who may contribute to your research. Okay, and you will need these people, the professors that you met throughout your PhD study or your master's journey for your future career. So remember, when you apply for jobs, you need to send recommendations, right? So how do you get recommendations if you not know anyone, right? Okay, so that's what I mean by building your CV, building your academic credentials, and building your professional networking. So just sharing with you, when I was a PhD student at UTM, I got involved in so many young water professional conference. Okay, these days kita ada banyak. You can be involved in ASEAN, you can be involved in Fulbright, there are so many Chevening scholarships. Those are the channels and the platforms that you may be using to get yourself involved in a networking activity at a global level. Okay, so that time I went to Nairobi, Kenya. So imagine I was a PhD student, but I went places, and because you have student membership, you pay much cheaper fees to go abroad to attend international conferences. And then because I volunteered as the global steering committee, I always get funded or partial funding to attend international conference in beautiful places all around the world. Okay. And then now I would like to tell you about your CV. Your CV is your personal brand. Okay, so here Dr. Masaru Emoto, a researcher of water from Japan, because my research niche is water and wastewater. Water has a memory and carries within it our thoughts and prayers. As you yourself are water, no matter where you are, your prayers will be carried to the rest of the world. Okay, so what does it mean and how does it relate to your CV? Your CV is your personal brand. As a PhD student, this is the moment, this is the best moment in your life to build your CV. How? Okay, how might you build your CV? Study is number one. Your CV may be built with your participation in programs and activities that may involve conferences, webinars, sending articles, writing scientific articles for magazines, writing scientific articles for newspaper, for example, volunteering as a steering committee for a conference, apa lagi? Jadi ketua for Young Water Professional Association, organize some public speaking competition, for example. those can be part of your CV as a postgraduate student. Other than that, as a postgraduate student, for example, for UTM, we must, to graduate for PhD, we must publish at least 2 papers. So I'm not sure about ITS. I'm sure that you are also highly encouraged to publish in peer-reviewed journal. This can also be part of your CV as a postgraduate student. Bear in mind, a very good CV is very important for you to venture into professional career when you completed your master and your PhD. Okay, so I may say that for myself, I spend maybe 70% of my time studying for my PhD and 30% of my time developing my CV, doing my professional networking, getting to know other professors from other countries. So how about you? You write down in your chat, what is your plan for your PhD study? How many percent? Your professional networking, building CV activities, how many percent? Okay, so this way you are not like really jailed up or stuck up in just your study. It can get you stressed. It can get you very stressed. Kan kita tak nak pelajar stress. We want you to feel very happy being a postgraduate student, no matter what. Happiness is key. The happier you are, the better your research results will be. Trust me. Okay. So I was a very happy postgraduate student. I was never stressed. I was never sad. I never had any issues. I just went through my postgraduate journey as happy as I can during those years. Okay, so as a result of my activities with NGO during my PhD journey, I managed to get so many experiences abroad. Okay. The IWA one are the countries that I visited throughout my PhD journey. Okay, because IWA elected me as the chair of the Young Water Professional Steering Committee. And then I have 11 members from other countries as well. So from this NGO activity with International Water Association, later when I completed my PhD, I began to apply for fellowship and grants, and then I went for my US ASEAN Fulbright at University of Michigan, and then I developed my networking with all of these universities, okay, within my job scope. So imagine if during my PhD studies, I just focus on just my PhD. I do not know anyone except my supervisor and co-supervisor. So I believe that I wouldn't be able to develop myself in terms of professional networking. I wouldn't be able to visit all of these interesting places throughout my PhD journey. So remember, when you are studying, doing your master's and your PhD, make sure you involve yourself in some extracurricular activities. Just like in high school, when you join all of the Boy Scout, Pandu Putri, Putri Islam. I don't know, in Malaysia, we have all those association, English club, chess club, So when you do your master and your PhD, find that club for you that is more suitable for your postgraduate journey. Okay. Any questions so far? I'm very happy to take questions from you. You can stop me at any time. It seems like the connection is, alhamdulillah, so good. So far, so good. Okay, so I'm very happy. All right, so to all students, feel free to post your questions in the chat box, okay? Right, okay. So the second bit is to build your understanding in terms of your skills, in terms of your sharing, okay? According to Robert H. Schaller, spectacular achievement is always preceded by spectacular preparation. So today I want to ask all of our postgraduate students here, before you enroll in postgraduate study, your master or your PhD, how many of you feel that you are so ready for your master and your PhD? Put number 2 in the chat box. You feel like you are so ready for master and PhD. Yes, I'm ready for it. I have very strong mindset for my master and PhD. I will be successful. Put number 2 in the chat box. I want to see. How many of you? Yes, very good. Randy, Richard, Alwan, very good. Veni, Salim, Rizki, thank you. Aditya, thank you. Camelia, thank you. Intan, yes, very good. So I think if you have your supervisor attending this session today, they will be very happy to know that they have pretty much future ready postgraduate students at ITS. Okay, like super empowered, enthusiastic, bersemangat to begin your master or your PhD journey. So very, very good. If you put down number 2, very, very good. You know where you are going and you know the expectations already from becoming a postgraduate student. Okay, what are the skills that we must develop? Okay, so I'm gonna, all right. So what are the skills that we must try to develop throughout our postgraduate journey? Okay, skills is very important, okay, to develop and transform the networking that you find, that you nurture, that you build throughout your postgraduate journey into a blossoming friendship. Okay, so you want to be friend with your professor's friend. You want to be a good friend to your lab mates. You want to be a good friend to your dormitory mates. Somebody who stays next door at the hostel with you. You want to be very good friend to your classmates as well. You want to have good friends that can support you throughout your postgraduate journey. Because I must inform you and I must admit, it is not easy for us to maintain a positive mindset throughout the 3 years of study. Okay, so if you are doing your master's or your PhD without any own family commitment, like you are not married yet, you are just single and available, you only have your parents to be committed to, you only have your supervisors to report to on your PhD progress, you have nothing else to worry about except probably some money to get food or some money for shopping. That's all as a student. Okay, but when you have this privilege of not having all the other side dishes for you to focus on. Okay, so these are the key skills that I would like to encourage you to pick up from my sharing today. Okay, so number 1, do your homework. Practice to do a very good self-introduction, who you are, where you're from, and then find out the professors that you're going to be talking to, find out about friends that you are going to meet soon in the lab, find out about your friends in your same class and things like that. Pay attention to small details like what are their hobbies, what are their challenges, if your friends have some family issues, or if your friends are known as an expert in some kind of calculations for maths and things like that. So know the strengths and the weaknesses of each of your friends, each of your professors. Okay, for example, when I was in Kyoto University, when I was doing my internship, my professor, he loves sports. Okay, so whenever I see him, to spark his interest into the conversation about my research topic, I did not start the conversation with my research topic first. Okay, so I'm going to ask him about sports. Did you watch this tournament last night, Sensei? Because it was on the TV or, you know, something like that. And then I have another professor who likes general knowledge on wastewater treatment. So I will ask him about his trips, for example, for a conference, and then they go to site, and then we discuss about his site visit. So this kind of thing that will spark a very interesting conversation between you and your professor, number 1. And then number 2, it helps you to develop your academic credentials and your personality as a very good and excellent postgraduate student. Okay, so these are the skills that you must develop. 2 tahun and 3 tahun, you spend 2 years and 3 years doing your master's and your PhD, You want to come out and complete as a wholesome person, not just somebody who has the ability of mind to analyze data and write papers and things like that, but also somebody who is outstanding when speaking. You know, you become a PhD graduate who is sought after for your sharing session, for example. You become a PhD graduate who has so many talents that everybody admires, and then they wish to learn from you as well. Okay, so how do you do your homework? You can Google about people these days. It's very easy. You can follow their LinkedIn account, Twitter, Instagram, annual reports and stuff. Okay, and then as a PhD student, we are mostly involved in conferences and webinars like this one. Okay, be a conference commando. If the organizer asks and looking for volunteers, for example, do volunteer. Okay, do volunteer. Do tell them that you wish to serve them in the committee. This is how actually I develop my professional networking. Just volunteer. Dia tanya, anybody available to become a conference committee, conference steering committee? Volunteer. It won't take so much of your PhD or your master's time. Sikit je masa tu, 30%. Okay, when you volunteer at a conference, it helps you to really focus and manage your time better. Okay, do not do too much time at one time. Understand yourself, and then understand how much that you can put on your plate. Tak boleh letak banyak-banyak sangat kan. You want to put bakso, you want to put nasi padang, you want to put all the nice Indonesian food. I know, I miss those. Okay, so you cannot fill up your plate too full. Okay, so understand your plate. How much is it that you can have on your plate? How much time do you have? How challenging is your PhD topic? How challenging is your master topic? The moment you recognize that, then only you can add on your volunteerism, add on your curricular activity, add on a little bit of involvement with the NGO to develop your professional network. Okay, so at a conference, we learn to speak. We learn to speak. So there are so many opportunities for postgraduate students to volunteer. Okay, and so many opportunities for postgraduate students also to properly market yourself at that opportunity. Okay, so for example, if the speaker is giving you opportunity to ask question, anybody has question? What I did before when I was young, as a young postgraduate student, what I did was I just raised my hand without any question on my mind. Okay, soalan tak ada lagi, but I raised my hand first. Okay, just to boost myself to speak up in a conference. So all of these skills, it doesn't come naturally for me. Okay, it doesn't come naturally for me. I wasn't like this, sharing or speaking to audience like this. So I learned how to do it. Okay, if I can learn how to do it, you can too. Okay, you can too. Okay, so once you know the professors, extended professors from your supervisors, make sure you keep in touch with them. Send them email, wish them Merry Christmas if they celebrate Christmas, wish them Hari Raya if they celebrate Hari Raya, ask about them, not too frequent of an email, but accordingly, to keep in touch with the professors that you have met. You will need them. You will need them, okay? Especially when you are applying for fellowship or grants, you need recommendations by good professors, okay? So these are the professors that will sponsor you for your whatever academic application. Let's say if you are applying for a scholarship, okay, or you are looking for a postdoctoral placement after you finish your PhD. These are the professors that will help you. These are the professors that will recommend you, only if you know them at a personal basis. Okay, right, and then connect. Friendships are the foundation for a truly powerful network. So you connect with your connectors. Your supervisor can connect you to all of the interesting professors in your topic, in your field. Okay, and how? Simply be yourself. Just be yourself, your happy self, you're talkative or you're quiet, just be yourself. There are skills that you can learn, as I mentioned just now, to make yourself a better postgraduate student. If you feel that you are so shy to present, remember that you have to present your research in a viva session for your PhD or for your master. Nak tak nak, you have to be able to present yourself very well, and these skills need to be learned. Okay, and as a postgraduate students, you have 2 to 4 years of time that shall allow you to learn almost anything in the world. Anything in the world. Okay, do not limit yourself in terms of learning. Okay, again, I am focusing on you should be building your connections throughout your postgraduate study. Mark Granovetter, a sociologist in his classic study in 1974, reported that 56% of people found their job through personal connection. You see, the highest percentage through personal connection. Only 19% use what we consider traditional job searching routes, and roughly 10% applied directly to an employer and got the job. This is from the Tipping Point, okay, a book called Tipping Point. Jadi, when you finish your PhD and master, okay, sekarang you are starting today, right? Okay, today we are starting. Today is, what is the date today? 16 September. We are starting our first day as a master or PhD student. I want to ask you, if you have already had planned after you finish your master or your PhD, what is it that you wish to do? Please put number 3 in the chat box. Number 3. You start hari ni, yes, I know you start today, but you already have vision. Where would you be after 3 years? Okay, number 3. Anyone? Okay, Andik, Sabila. I really love your names, beautiful names. Intan, Jannah, Rizal, Eko Wahyudi, Sunu, Elmus, Ardista. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, very good. So, those of you who have already vision, where would you be after you finish your master or your PhD studies? This means that you are going to have a very good PhD journey. Why I said that? When I was doing my PhD, I know that I want to become a lecturer. PhD is a prerequisite to become a UTM lecturer lah that time, because I am a lecturer. So we are required to do our PhD. Okay. So when I was doing my PhD, I tell myself, I must complete my PhD on time. Why? Because I have 2 small children waiting for me to finish my PhD. And then I am bartering or trading their time because I am busy studying as their mom. And then my kids may have that lacking in terms of my attention or my time, my nighttime spending, writing my thesis, and etc. Okay, so it's a totally different story for me. And I have to complete my PhD because this is a requirement for me to become a university lecturer at UTM or at any other university. So I was very clear with my life purpose at that time. I know that I need this for my job. Okay, so you must know, why do you need your master? Why do you need your PhD? And it has to be very strongly aligned with your life purpose. Okay, therefore, your mindset will be strongly supporting your vision for your master and your PhD, so that whatever challenges that come upon you, you will say, this is nothing. Whatever it takes, I will do my best for my master and my PhD. You see, very, very strong mindset for your master and your PhD. Okay, I may say all these things. Your supervisor can also say so many things to you, but it has to be you yourself as the postgraduate candidate to tell yourself and change your mindset to a very strong mindset as a postgraduate student. Okay, no matter how much motivation we give you, you as a student must take the first step, okay, to encourage you yourself to be successful in this journey. Nobody can do it for you. You have to walk the journey by yourself. While the rest of the team, your supervisors, your extended professional network, your CV, your academic credentials, all of those are meant to support you in your journey. Okay, so make sure you have this strong mindset. 56% found their job through personal connection. The more connection you have, the more people will recommend you for the job that you dream for. Okay? All right. Now, why should we build network? Throughout our PhD journey, networking is a critical part of professional and personal growth. Do not be alone in your PhD or master circle. Just, within that circle saja, tak kawan orang lain. Kawan master je, ataupun kawan dengan kawan PhD. Just befriending your master friends or your PhD colleagues only. You don't know anybody else. Okay? That is not the best way lah for you to progress in your postgraduate life. Okay? Postgraduate student ni, as a postgraduate student, postgraduate candidate, it is a lifestyle. What kind of postgraduate lifestyle that you wish to have? What kind of postgraduate years that you want to spend? 2 to 4 years, long years too. So plan carefully and imagine it's going to be a beautiful, happy postgraduate years for you. Okay? Meeting people and building relationships with them open up opportunities for jobs, gaining information, career arrangement. And then if the moment you finish your PhD or your master's, you want to invite people for events in your area of study, you want to appoint a adjunct professor for your university. If you are a lecturer like me, you want to appoint best keynote speaker for your event, or if you wish to just have coffee and learn from their meaningful experiences, is also very much doable the moment you are able to build your network. Okay, so all students, jangan belajar sahaja. Do 30 or 20% of your time for your curricular activities. Have fun during your postgraduate journey. Okay, have fun. Because kalau tak fun, you cannot study. I tell you, if you feel like, oh, I cannot do this. My bacteria is dying in the lab. I cannot, I cannot do this. You will not be able to do it. Always have a very strong mindset and vision for whatever experiments, anything that happen. Kalau you ada masalah in the laboratory, and you have a very good and close relationship with your supervisor, you will not feel hesitant to discuss your issues of research with your supervisor. Kalau you macam apa with your supervisor, you
whether it meet the journal requirement, something like the scope, especially about the English.
Is that a question?
It's quite important when your English is quite.
Is that a question? Not yet, or is that a question from somebody? Okay, so imagine, I was saying just now, imagine that if you have a problem in your lab, okay, with your experiments, okay, you got stuck, but you and your supervisor are not close, tak ngam, you see, and then feel malu-malu, feeling very shy with your supervisor. How might you discuss your issues with your supervisor? Okay, so make sure, tadi at the beginning of my sharing, I already said that we must build a very good foundation, love and respect relationship with your PhD supervisor and the professors that he or she is connected with. Okay, so very, very important. Very, very, very important. How you take care of your supervisor is very important. Supervisor does not take care of you. Okay, supervisor does not take care of you. Supervisor role is to guide you, You must take care of your supervisor. Remember his or her birthday. When I was a PhD student, I have several other students in my group. That time, every year we bring birthday cake to our supervisor. Every year. Okay, happy birthday, Prof. Every year. And then, fortunately, my supervisor was also super kind. So he's such a kind and humble person. Kita ada makan-makan. We have some celebrations, we go to conferences together, we help him with his whatever clerical job or something, you know. So that kind of relationship. So whenever I face issues with my experiments, or whenever I face issues with my funding, or I want him to give feedback on my publication or my papers, I have no issues in terms of communicating my problems, my PhD research problem with my supervisor, because of the good relationship. Okay, just now I say to you to get to know your circle of trust, your circle of friends. Why? Because you cannot do your research alone. Okay, sometimes you have to borrow apparatus or experimental or lab things from your friends from the next laboratory. So if you don't have good relation, how can you borrow items from the other lab, for example? Okay, so sometimes postgraduate students, they tend to forget all of these minor things that will help them to be a successful postgraduate student. Because I can understand this, because my own students also tell me, Doctor, I feel that I should be focusing on my study only. Okay, so when you focus on your study only, you forgot all the other things. You forgot your friends, you forgot your supervisor, you forgot your supervisor's birthday, you forgot to celebrate, you forgot the conference, everything you forgot. You are so like, you know, stressed up with the PhD topic or your master topic. You forget all the other things. So do not forget of all the other things, okay? And then as a PhD student or as a master student, don't forget to share your PhD progress, your good motivation, your good supervisor, your good networking on your social media, on Facebook or anything, in a supportive manner, in a supportive group. Okay, always try to associate your postgraduate journey in a positive way. Okay, so sometimes pelajar postgraduate, sebab kita sekarang ni everything is online on social media, they tend to like, you know, express themselves on social media. Make sure you use your social media correctly. Okay, do not dump all your negative emotions on social media. I have a reason why. Because soon after you finish your master or your PhD, you will be looking for jobs. And then some of the employees, some of the potential employers will be looking at your social media profile. Okay, look after your online profile the same way you look after your offline self. Am I saying it correctly? Yes. Look after your online profile the same way you look after your offline self. Okay. So for me, this is my own quote. I love to play confidante, counselor, and concierge to some people. Always and always feel happy to extend some help to your friends during your master and PhD journey. Okay, jangan lokek. Be generous with help. Be generous with knowledge. Okay, ilmu Allah ni maha luas, kata my supervisor. He said that ilmu Allah ni maha luas, Hayati. Always share your knowledge. If your friends ask you for your help, always make time to help him or her. Okay, if you see your friends stressing out, feeling sad or feeling low, feeling down, get her a coffee. Extend some help, extend some assistance. Stop studying for a while, do something else. Exercising, jogging, read books, go to library, go karaoke, anything you like, anything you wish, okay? And then when you feel refreshed, go back to your study with that enthusiasm, with that spirit. Okay, sebab dia PhD, I don't put my graph here, tapi graph dia macam you are trying to lose weight lah. Okay, if you are trying to lose weight, the challenge is the same as in being a postgraduate student. Naik, turun, up and down, up and down. Okay, it's not like a smooth journey, straight road tak ada. Okay, dia mesti berliku-liku, up and down, up and down. Okay, so sometimes when you feel down and you hit rock bottom, imagine that you have no friends who can understand you. That is when that you feel entirely lonely in a postgraduate journey. Okay, so make it a fun one with a lot of friends, very good relationship with your supervisor. Inshallah, you will be doing fine. Whatever challenge pun, you will be fine. Okay, right. And then, yeah, I'm just sharing here where was I with my LinkedIn, my Google Scholar identity, my ResearchGate. So all of these are important because when you are publishing your study, your research, people will look at your CV from all of this, some of this platform. Okay, so build your CV online very, very carefully, strongly, with your publication, with your connections to the professors. Okay. All right, and then initiatives. Okay, when you have built your connection throughout your PhD journey, you have your mentor, your sponsor, and then you have your awards and recognition. Spectacular achievement is always preceded by spectacular preparation. I said it already twice. Those of you who put number 2 just now, that means that you are so prepared. You are so ready for your master and PhD journey. Okay. So why I said mentor, sponsors, and awards? During your PhD study, you will meet your mentor. Okay. Prospective mentors among exceptional senior professionals. You must build relationship and receive mentoring or coaching from them to improve your skill, to publish paper, to lead a project, to apply for grant, to establish industrial collaboration, and to volunteer at conferences. So can you see the relation between the points that I say just now as to how might you develop your professional networking? Mentors are very, very important during your postgraduate study. Nobody can give you the guidance as good as a mentor other than your supervisor, of course lah. Okay, mentor sangat-sangat penting. Mentor, I have so many mentors throughout my PhD study. Mentors not only help you with your academic matters, macam the research aspect, the lab aspects, no. But mentors can also help you in terms of overcoming your feeling down, how might you arrange your time, manage your time, for example. Okay, so I have a couple more slides, perhaps, Dr. Wirda, if I can. And then just to tell you what did I do during my PhD study. These are my activities. So you see, in 2002, I was an IWA student membership, and then I commenced PhD in 2009, and then I became also IWA student membership. My supervisor paid for my fees, and then I volunteer as IWA Young Water Professional Steering Committee, and then I became the chair of the steering committee. And then in 2017, that time I have already 5 years ahead, dah habis dah PhD during that time. And I became the chair of scientific committee organizing this IWA Aspire conference in KL. And then the association loved me so much, and I love the association so much. And then they elected and appointed me as their fellow until next year. So you see, this is during my PhD study, 2011. Gambar ni gambar lama sangat, September 2011. Okay, and I still keep the email when they were looking for volunteers. So I replied to this email, and then I volunteered as one of the Young Water Professional Steering Committee. Okay, and then just sharing with you, these are my mentors. Okay, Professor Gustav Olsen is a very, very good friend to my supervisor, to my PhD supervisor. So you see here, apa dia punya credential? Editor-in-Chief of Water Science Technology and IWA Publication Journal. So whenever I have issues with publishing, I will ask him. Okay, I don't have to go to my supervisor because we are already colleagues. Okay, and then Professor Helmut Preuss from Vienna University of Technology, President-elect of IWA, also very good in paper writing, and I invited him as one of our speakers at UTM. Professor Glenn Diger, when I finished my PhD and then I progressed in my career, before I became associate professor, I went to do my Fulbright in at University of Michigan. It was a fully funded program. Okay, so students, there are so many opportunities. Tak payah keluar duit. Okay, you know where you want to go. You know these professors. You just email him, hey Glenn, can you please host me for my Fulbright tenure for 4 months at Michigan? And then he said, yes, definitely, anytime. We would be happy to have you for 4 months. Dia tak perlu keluar duit, I pun tak perlu keluar duit, and it is funded by Fulbright Foundation. So I just went for 4 months. So imagine your life macam tu as a postgraduate student, because you have very good relationship with professors from your supervisor's friends. Okay, his circle of trust. Get into that circle of trust. And then, of course, I know the past president of IWA and Women Supporters of Water, which later then helped me with my career progression. So I would like to thank my sponsors. Just now I mentioned the sponsors. Sponsors sangat penting. If you know your rector at ITS, wherever you wish to go, or the chair of your international office at ITS, these are the key people who will support your mobility program as a postgraduate student. So Dr. Irfan, he must know that kita ITS and UTM, we do a lot of mobility program. And then ITS and also UTM, we have an agreement for CEP-SIN project. I have a student, Indonesian student, who will be visiting, who should be visiting, because of COVID, she cannot, but who should be visiting ITS with Professor Johnny Hermana. You know Professor Johnny? Yes, okay. Professor Johnny is actually PhD friend to my PhD supervisor. Can you imagine? Yeah, so he was doing his PhD with my PhD supervisor years ago when they were so young, and then the children were so small. And then when I met my PhD supervisor introduced me to Prof. Johnny. And then now Prof. Johnny is co-supervising my PhD student. This circle of trust is very, very important to all of the postgraduate students. Very important for you to know and build your professional network. Okay. The presidents of the association, my PhD professors who have been hosting me at various universities. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, do not settle. As with all matters of the heart, you will know where you find it. So I want you to put the heart reaction on your screen if you love your master and your PhD topic. Because if you don't love your topic, there's no way that you can be successful, or there's no way that you can get best postgraduate award. There's no way that you can establish very good connection with your supervisor. Okay? So you must love your PhD or your master's topic. And then I love being part of an association. I love being connected to people. And then as a postgraduate student, please look after yourself. Look after yourself, okay? Do not get stressed out. Drink plenty of water. If you feel down, go do something else. Karaoke, singing, dancing, exercise, eat, read, those kind of things, okay? Look after yourself. And then you must try to join NGO, participate in community engagement, journal your feelings out, listening to music, attending podcasts, all of these things as part of your self-care routine. And then at the end of my talk, I would like to say that whatever you do throughout your postgraduate journey will finally become your DNA in your academic credentials. Okay, DNA kan, your body consisted of your very own unique DNA. DNA for me is Dr. Norhayati Abdullah. DNA is my name. Okay, but when you completed your master and your PhD, the journey and all the experiences and all the professional building and networking will be part of your academic DNA. And you should be proud to say your experiences. You must make sure that you have a very nice story to tell about your PhD journey. Okay, so never settle, keep on going, keep the spirit up. Okay, and then finally, if you are asking yourself who you are, okay, the real winner are those with astounding careers, warm relationships, unstoppable charisma, are those who put it all out there and do not waste a bunch of time and energy trying to be something or someone they are not. So charm is simply a matter of being yourself. Your uniqueness is your power. What is your uniqueness? Currently, it is your master or your PhD topic, because nobody is doing the same thing as you and your supervisor are doing. My supervisor is a very famous people, Professor Datuk Sri Engineer Dr. Zaini Ujang. He is the Secretary of the Ministry of Environment and Water now. Before, he was only my professor lah. He was Vice Chancellor at UTM. Okay, he's such a busy man. My appointment for my PhD supervision is always at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, inclusive of Saturday and Sunday. So that's how how challenging it was, okay, for my PhD journey. So thank you so much, Dr. Wirda. Thank you so much to all of the students listening today. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me, norhayati@UTM. I'm also on LinkedIn. And if any of you have Instagram, this is my Instagram, my Norhayati Abdullah. So you can follow me. Most welcome. Okay, thank you so much. I hope that it has been very beneficial for you. I hope you gain something from my sharing. And I hope that I'm not telling you to just study, study, and study. I hope you see that 70% is your life as a postgraduate student, and then the next 30% is everything that shall make up your DNA at the end of your journey. So thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Dr. Hayati, for your nice presentation, and it is give us inspiration and give us motivation for finish begin our postgraduate program.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. For your lecture, I get the important note that there are many expectations from being a postgraduate student, and it is challenge to be success, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Q&A session. We have 3 minutes for Q&A session, and before I read the question on the chat room or question form, please raise your hand and on camera to ask directly to Dr. Hayati, and we limit only for 3 participants.
Yes,
Please.
I think Ang Munawar is the first.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Norhayati. First of all, let me apologize that I cannot turn on my camera because I'm on duty.
No problem.
Okay, my question is, we know that connect with our professor or our colleague is something great, and listening some meaningful experience is an art, like you said.
Yes.
But sometimes other people experience it didn't fit with our condition or even our vision. So how to be a good listener and how to take some insight of our people experience and we can fit with our condition. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dr. Hati, what you answer directly, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ang Munawar, for the very good question. Of course, everybody differs. So probably I have a supervisor that is so reliable, so humble, so kind and nice. And then I am such a person who is looking at everything with happiness and such, different joyful perspective. Okay, but listening is an art. Is very true. Is very true. And the only thing that I can say is that whichever type of supervisor that we have, or whichever type of person that we are, we can never control how people actually react to us. We can never control others. You cannot control your supervisor. You cannot control your friends. You cannot control your circle of trust. But you can always control and develop your reactions to others. You can always control how you listen to your supervisor. You can always control how might you shape the conversation and the relationship with your supervisor. So this takes some courage from yourself to actually monitor and observe and investigate what is the best way for you to get your messages delivered successfully to your supervisor or to your professors. Okay, so remember, we cannot control other people. We can always control ourselves and our reaction. Okay, you can influence your supervisor to come your way rather than you following your supervisor. Let's say if you have come to a disagreement. Okay, remember, Ang Munawar, your uniqueness is you can influence. The way you speak can influence. The way you listen can influence. The way you express something can convince your supervisor. Okay, so find that way. Okay, I hope that answers the question and give you some tips also for the rest of the viewers. Okay, next question.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Norhayati. It's very inspiring for me.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. The second question from Edo. Edo,
Yes,
okay, please ask your question.
thank you, Ibu Wirda. Good afternoon, Dr.
Afternoon.
Norhayati, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oda Danilian. Right now, I'm master student registered on Biology Department of IDS. And I have two questions for Dr. Norhayati. The first one is, what might be the barriers for us to develop professional networking? And the second one is, have you found some limitation in the process of building the professional network, and how did you manage it? Thank you.
Okay, the barriers for the first question, the barriers for
us to develop professional networking.
Okay, professional networking. Okay, so thank you, Edo, for the question. Two questions. One, what are the barriers for us to develop our professional networking? Okay, barriers, there are no barriers actually. The barriers only come from our self-limiting belief, really. There is no barriers at all. You are so open to like connect to anybody. You are so open to develop your professional networking with just simply anyone, offline and online. These days, online also very, very easy for us to get connected to people on LinkedIn. What I would say on barriers is that how might we approach people? Sometimes we feel so shy. Sometimes we feel very reserved. Sometimes we feel like malu nak raise hand, tanya question, or we feel like we are not enough, you know. Those are actually self-limiting beliefs. We limit ourselves to being shy. We limit ourselves as being not enough to ask question. Maybe nanti kalau tanya Dr. Yati, the questions may sound silly, for example. Okay, I don't know because before, when I was a postgraduate student, I was shy. I feel like if my questions are sufficient, if I introduce myself correctly, those are the skills that we must actually develop within ourselves to overcome whatever self-limiting beliefs that we may have towards building our professional network. And then for your next question, have I found any limitations in terms of my postgraduate journey and things like that? So obviously my story is so different from you. I was with family when I was doing my PhD. Okay. The only limitations that I found during that time is probably my language barrier. Okay, mastering the English language as a global language. So it takes some time for me to be able to present myself with such eloquence. Okay, to speak in English with smiling and with content and also with connection to the people that I am speaking with. I largely believe because I orang kampung je, kita kat kampung kita tak cakap bahasa Inggeris kan. So when I go overseas, when I started my master degree back in Newcastle at one time, I wasn't a very good English speaker. So I learned by listening. Listening is very important. When you associate and surround yourself with people who speak English all the time, 24/7, you will finally get the gist of the language. Okay, and then number two, my limitations was that to be able to write from the heart, also in English. Okay, to be able to write from the heart in English. I always had to refer to Google, to rephrase, to to copy, to paste. These are normal for postgraduate students. To write paper in Q1 journal, impact factor journal, is very challenging. The only tips that I can say is that for you to write from the heart, to keep on doing it. My supervisor was telling me, tulislah walaupun satu ayat setiap hari. Never stop writing your thesis. Never stop reading your journal. If you want to publish in Q1 journal, associate your reading material with Q1 journal, for example. You want to publish in high impact papers, read lots and lots of high impact papers. Okay, so you can do it, Edo. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Dr.
so much, Dr.
Hayati.
Norhayati.
Okay, thank you, Edo. Okay, the next question. No, but yeah, I forget. If you want to ask a question with bahasa, it's okay. All to all participant.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I think Dr. Hayati is will understand
Yes.
in bahasa.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. 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 I will read the question form. Okay. They are Priyo Adi Ramadhani. Priya, if you want to ask directly to Dr. Hayati, please on camera. Priya Adi Ramadhani.
Hi.
Okay. She is shiny maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the question, Doctor?
Okay. The question is based on your experience, what kind of paper can get the most citation?
Okay, what kind of paper that can get most citation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. So basically, it depends on your topic, okay, and then it depends on the target audience of your paper. During my time, when I was doing my PhD study on aerobic granulation for industrial wastewater treatment, that was in the year of 2009 to 2012. We used palm oil mill effluent. I know this is also a famous effluent in Indonesia. So when I published that topic, it was like one of the hot topic during that year. And we got so many citations for the topic. Okay, so if you wish to get more citations, do observe the kind of journal that you are publishing in. Most higher impact factor journals will have a wider audience of readers, because obviously, you know, it's high impact factor. They have better viewers and better pool of global readers. Okay, before we did like 5 series of publication workshop for international students. Many in Indonesian students come to UTM for 5 years time tu. Kita ada buat series for publication workshop. Apa yang dikongsikan with our speakers is that be sure that your title and your abstract can cater for global readers. Meaning that if you wish to get higher citation, the topic should be addressing a global issue. Okay, the topic should be addressing a global issue. And then pay special attention to the journal that you are submitting your manuscript to, if the journal received lots and lots of citation before. If you wish to get citations, tengok if the journal do receive citations or not. You can check all of this in the ranking of the journal itself. Okay, so there are so many other tips as well regarding publication. It will take a bit longer to explain, but that is the key tips that I can share for now. I hope that answer your question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hayati and Priya. And the next question from Trisna Kumala.
Okay.
In bahasa, Dokter.
Mm-hmm.
Oke, bagaimana Anda membagi waktu antara sekolah PhD dengan urusan keluarga? Wah.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
So, macam mana kita bahagikan masa antara pengajian PhD dengan urusan keluarga? Okay. So, siang saya buat PhD 8 hingga 5. Selepas jam 5 saya tak buat PhD sehingga jam 10.30 lah katakan. And then 10.30 hingga midnight I do my PhD again and then I sleep. Okay, and then tomorrow I repeat the same routine again. Whenever, okay lah, ini pesanan ibu saya. Dia selalu pesan, my mother, she told me this since I was small, okay. She told me, when you eat, you eat. Betul-betul makan. When you eat, you eat. When you play, you play. You really play your best. Okay, when you study, you study. You really study and focus on it. When you sleep, you really sleep well and early and wake up early. Okay, itu pesanan from my mother. Pesanan from my chemistry teacher, Miss Fu. I shall never forget this. She told me when I was 16, ya, masa tu kita sekolah, umur 16, tingkatan 4 lah. Kalau di Malaysia, we are in form 4, tingkatan 4. Okay, she told me, Hayati, whatever you do, be at your best. Not be the best, not be the best, be at your best. How best can you be? How best can you be with yourself? Okay, so there is no specific answer for how do I manage my time, because I remember when I was at the final stage of my PhD, my eldest son was admitted to hospital for rotavirus. Okay, so dangerous lah. It can cause fatality, the illness. And then apa lagi? Ada few challenges lah during that time, during the PhD period of time too. Health issues, and then time issues, apa lagi, tak cukup masa, and then corrections and things like that. But when I eat, I eat. When I play, I play. When I sleep, I sleep. When I study, I study. Because you cannot sleep when you want to study, kan? You cannot eat while sleeping. You cannot play while you are studying. You cannot study if you want to play. So be at your best. Okay, be at your best. There's no specific rule in terms of managing time. Okay, we have 24 hours. Make sure you include your self-care in that 24 hours. Okay, self-care in that 24 hours. Jangan study je, nanti you burn out, you stress, you tak happy nanti. Make sure you aim for a very happy, joyful postgraduate life. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Okay? Okay, hope that helps. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dokter. Harus bersungguh-sungguh to be a strong people.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to like have a very strong mindset. You have to have strong mindset.
Okay.
Don't let your master or your PhD limit your life. Macam sebab ada master jadi tak boleh main bola, kan? Sebab ada PhD tak boleh makan, enjoy KFC, tak boleh. No, it's not like that. It's a lifestyle. I have PhD, but now I'm enjoying coffee with my supervisor. I have PhD, but at the weekends I'm going hiking with my family, with my sisters, my brothers. Okay, your boyfriend or your girlfriend, kan?
Okay.
Kan? So you know, this is a lifestyle. Make it a joyful, a fun one, an empowering one. So at the end of your at the end of your postgraduate journey, you have a very nice story to tell. Very nice story to tell. Macam tu. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. And the last question from Nur Azizah Afandi. The question is how to determine the state of the art of our research and how to generate Scopus journal.
Okay. For your research topic, for your studies, okay, for your research lah. This needs to be frequently discussed with your supervisor. Okay, you must vision that at the end of your study, all the objectives and the problem statement can be answered. Look at your objective 1, 2, 3. Can you answer your objective? Okay, number 1, yeah. Can you answer your objective? Can you provide solutions to the problem statement of your research? Okay, if you want to know the level of your study and whether or not you can publish in a Scopus or impact factor journal, do refer to similar study that is related to the one that you are doing. The only way to benchmark your study is by looking at other published studies. Okay, because kita tak boleh suddenly kita nak publish kita punya, we have to have citations, we have to have references, we have to have read journal papers. Benchmark your studies with the existing published papers. Okay, benchmark your studies with other studies from other countries. Okay, benchmark your studies with results that have been published, for example. Okay.
Okay.
And jangan lupa discuss dengan supervisor. Supervisor
Yeah.
very important. Take care of your supervisor. Very important. Okay.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you, Doctor. And the last question from Mar'atus Solihah. Mar'atus Solihah, please open your okay, mic. Yes,
Can my
please.
voice?
Yes,
Dengar ya?
I heard.
Kedengaran ya?
Yeah, yes, clearly.
Thank you for Miss Dr. Norhayati for motivation. I think I need that.
Yes, thank you.
Honestly, I have not decide what I'm going to do for research because I graduated 2 years ago and I forgot a lot of material. So I'm choosing some materials for now so I can concentrate on what I'm going to do to the future. So how can you give me a trick and tips maybe to motivate I am and my friend if my friend if don't know what
no, directionless. We call it directionless. Like some days as a postgraduate student, you rasa tak ada direction. Hari ni wake up, rasa macam tak nak lah buat PhD or master. Rasa macam too tired ataupun rasa macam no direction at all. Like I don't know what to do today with my study, right? I had that as well. So I'm not saying that I am, all perfect. No, I had that as well. But now because I've been there and I've done that, so now I can share with you how I overcome this situation because I have been in that situation and I'm sharing with you how I overcome that situation. Research direction is very simple, okay? If you do not know where you are going with your research, the only thing that you can do for now is read journals. Read the journal. Okay, choose maybe 1, 2, or 3 key topics that you feel that you are interested in. Read the literature review and then identify the research gaps. The research gaps yang orang tak buat, soalan yang tidak dijawab, the research questions that have not been answered, those can be your research objective. Okay, so dalam paper ni dia tak cakap lah elemen A, elemen B. Dalam paper ni pula dia tak cakap yang ni, yang ni. So craft that to be your literature review and your research objective. Number 2, dah do journal. Number 2, look at yourself, scan yourself. Do you love this topic? Do you feel that you can work on this topic? Because if you hate it, you cannot do it. You have to love what you're doing. Remember I said just now? For a joyful and happiness PhD journey, you have to love what you're doing. You cannot do something yang you buat je lah, tak apalah, it's okay, janji buat. Cannot because it's a lifestyle. You have to commit yourself for 2 to 4 years. You want to commit 2 to 4 years of your life to your master or your PhD, you have to love what you do. You cannot hate what you do. Okay, I have only 5 PhD students now. But I make sure that all my 5 PhD students love what they're doing. I don't mind if I do not have many PhD students. I focus on quality rather than quantity. My students love what they are doing. Because they love what they are doing, I also love the journey with them. Very important. Bila you love the topic, you will find a supervisor yang also love the topic. It's easier for you to develop good relationship, love and respect relationship with your supervisor. Kalau you ada problem with your study, very easy to discuss with your supervisor. Okay?
Okay.
Right.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Once more again, Doctor. Okay, he will question directly. Please answer.
Answer, yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. First, I'm so sorry that I can turn on my camera. I have some trouble in my camera in here.
It's okay. We can hear your handsome voice. No problem.
Thank you, ma'am. So my question is, I have often difficulty to communication. So I have to say something for anyone. Can you give me some advice for that? Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Communication in terms of to ask questions or for conversation or research question?
I think from the conversation.
Conversation. You feel shy, maybe?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. Okay. I think one of your friends just now also asked about the barriers for professional networking, and then I said that you may be feeling shy. You may feel not confident to speak to someone. You may feel, all the feelings that you may feel. Okay. But as I said, it is just your self-limiting belief. If you cannot if you feel like you are unable to speak to everyone, and I'm not telling you to speak to everyone, speak to someone, only one person. Okay, practice your conversation with just one person first, the closest one with you, your brothers, your sisters, your family, your cousins, those close ones to you. And then extend. Just try one time. Maybe you feel you are shy to speak face to face. Try emailing. Email. Assalamualaikum, Professor. I'm interested in your study topic, this and this, and I would like to know more on how might I explore the study, the research topic and such. Okay. So there are various ways in terms of improving your communication skills. Okay. But you will not be able to do it if you keep on set that limiting beliefs for yourself. Okay? Shyness is limiting beliefs. Rasa macam tak handsome nak cakap. Rasa macam suara tak sedap ke nak bercakap. Rasa macam bila kita cakap orang akan ketawakan kita, contohnya kan. People will think that our questions is not important or things like that. Those are your mindset. Remember just now I encourage you to I have a very strong mindset and I will be successful for my postgraduate studies. Okay, and in order for you to start developing your professional network, start doing your study, start asking for potential supervisors, start looking for research gaps, you have to be able to communicate. Okay, manipulate that around yourself. And it's very okay to be shy. Very okay to be shy. I was shy, but now I'm still shy. But this is skills that I have that I can share with my students and also all of you today. Okay, you can learn how to communicate. This is all learnable. Boleh dipelajari. You boleh belajar dan boleh asuh. You can nurture that skill in yourself. Okay, you don't have to abruptly starting communicating with everyone. No. Start slow. Okay, scan yourself, scan your capabilities, and then decide, I want to learn to communicate. I'm going to start with my potential PhD supervisor. Today, plan, I want to talk about this with my supervisor. Prof, can you please guide me? How can I refer to this paper? Simple question. Don't target 1 hour conversation with your supervisor. Target 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Simple. Supervisor pun tak rasa tak perlu ke apa tak. You just need 5-10 minutes je. Pansar, maybe you can start like that. Timing, short questions, emailing. Kan, mula-mula email dulu, tak faham. Boleh saya jumpa Prof? Can I see you, Prof? I just need maybe 10 minutes. Craft the question early. Write it down. 10 minutes question. Jumpa Professor. Okay, I don't know this question. So you don't go jump without any preparation. Remember just now I repeat twice. Preparation is very important. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Jangan target nak sembang dengan supervisor 1 hour. Target 10 minit je to start. Okay, it's so when you are so good in communication, invite your supervisor for coffee. Then you can have, leisure conversation with your supervisor. I hope that helps with the question. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, ma'am. It really helpful. I'll try it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Hayati. Thank you for your advices. And we had very nice lecture and discussion today, but unfortunately, time is up. Before you, before closing, I would like to resume our lecture today. For all postgraduate students, yeah, you have to build a good relationship with your supervisor, your co-supervisor, a good friendship in your community, and then professional networking. But it is you need skill to transform networking with blossom friendship. And jangan belajar saja, ya, not only study, but you must love your topic, ya, and you must enjoy your postgraduate life. That's right, Dr. Hayati?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your lecturer, for your advice, for your trick. I mean advice, yeah.
Yes.
And then thank you for your lecturer that give us motivation and inspiration. Thank you for all participants for the interactive discussion. I'm sorry if there are inconvenience during this lecture, and we come back to Miss Nur, Mbak Nur. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much for Associate Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah for the excellent lecture and motivation, and also the Q&A session for today. And thank you to Ms. Wirdatul Muslihatin for assisting this amazing session. Okay, so everyone, please give applause to our speaker and moderator by using the Zoom reaction feature for today's amazing session. Okay, thank you very much. And then we would like to present a certificate awarding for our honorable speaker and moderator. Okay. Okay, so this is the certificate presented for Associate Professor Dr. Norhayati Abdullah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor. And then for the next one, we also have a certificate for Ms. Wirdatul Muslihatin.
Thank you, Dr. Wirda, for moderating today.
You're welcome, Doctor. Thank you for your motivation.
Okay, once again, thank you very much to our speaker and moderator for the availability on today's session. Okay, before we end today's session, we invite you all participants, as well as the honorable speaker and moderator, to take a group photo. So for the participants, you may open your camera. Okay, I'm seeing 3 slides. Right now, we will wait for a while for you to open your camera. Okay. Okay, we already have 3 slides with camera on. Maybe you want to turn on your camera now. Okay, because it's already 5:15, maybe I will start counting down. So please give us your best and sweetest smile. Keep smiling because we don't know on which slide you are on right now. Okay, so for the first slide, please smile. 3, 2, 1. Okay, for the next slide, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next slide, 3, 2, 1. Okay, last slide, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Now that we have finished the group photo, for the participants, please fill the feedback form through the link that you can see on the Zoom chat room. We want to remind you that the participant who will get the stamp for it is the participant who come on time during this event until the end and also fill the feedback form. The stamp for it is for undergraduate students. Okay, finally, we have reached the end of today's Researcher and Research Student Enrichment Program. And we sincerely apologize for any mistakes that we may have made in presenting as Master of Ceremony and the committee as well. Thank you very much to our speaker, moderator, and all participants for the attention and cooperation. Before we part, I would like to inform you that we still have several future agendas in R2SEP for Sciences stream. You can see it on the poster we are showing you right now, or you can check it out on ITS Global Engagement website later. We will see you in the next session on the 30th September 2021 with Professor Kwen Song Lin from UNZ University with the team Finding Research Idea. Okay, once again, thank you everyone for today. Good evening. And wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, everyone. Please keep in touch. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Prof. Hayati, and also Bu Wirda.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for attending today's session. Allow me to end the Zoom meeting in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, and have a nice day.